Welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. As you can see, I am in the Richmond Hill office. I've been coming in now for quite a few times a week. And you can look around, you can see my coworkers are here as well. We're all doing our part. We're all wearing our masks and sanitizing. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to take it off temporarily. We're still practicing social distancing. Now you may ask yourself, why did I get this box and why did I get this headset? Well, we're working on something that we believe we should have been doing quite a while ago. And the equipment that we're using today, we had actually purchased quite some time ago, but due to conflicts and competing priorities, we just never got around to it. So today we said, let's just finally do it. COVID has definitely thrown a few challenges, and I think we've been extremely gifted and extremely fortunate with the way how we've handled things, but we still have a bit of a gap. How do we continue to bring the Compugen experience to our customers, and how do we continue to lead to show we are the right partner? In the past, we've done this in many different ways, but it usually reverts to or results in tours, meaning physical tours. I've conducted a lot of those myself. Leadership team does quite a few of those. And I also, to be honest, miss traveling to Calgary, which was almost a second home. Typically, I was there at least once or twice a month, meeting with clients, talking about Compugen, our capabilities, what makes us unique. Today, we don't have that opportunity anymore. And I would say I'm probably one of those few folks that's really looking forward to being able to go back to that. But in the meantime, we have to figure out a different problem. How do we bring Compugen to the customer? And so today is really more a proof of concept, a really good proof of concept that we want to further elaborate on, but we really want to first get the experience out to a few select executive team members to saying, look, here's what we're capable of. And then if it's a positive impact, let's maybe talk more about it. So today, I'm going to take you on a tour, showcase a few highlights of the building, and realistically, just give you an impression of what this would look like from a customer lens. I also hope you enjoyed the QR experience that we've built, which is where one of our team members explained to you how to use the technology. Now the tour will start off today in front of the building. Forgive me for not spending too much time outside. It's quite cold by Toronto standards. We're going to start at the front of the building and then progress through some key areas of our core facility here today. There will be a few blunders, there'll be a few mishaps. That's okay, this is not super scripted. This is really more to focus on your initial impression and also the core technology and can we leverage it accordingly. And then we're happy to talk to you more about this. So again, thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time and we hope you enjoy the next few minutes on this tour. Thanks a lot. Hi everyone, welcome to Compugen. Today we're going to be giving you a very brief tour of our Richmond Hill head office facility. Typically we conduct these tours in person, but due to COVID-19 restrictions, we thought, let's bring Compugen to you. Let's get started, shall we? Welcome to our Richmond Hill facility. We're now in the lobby. We've occupied this space since approximately 2010. We're quite proud of it. As we go throughout the space, you'll notice that there's a lot of security, so cameras are everywhere. We're always watching. Just kidding. Now the building is modular designed, so we do have two tenants on the third floor. So we occupy the ground space and the second floor. Ground space, as we walk through, is really around shared common areas as well as operational teams that function throughout. On the second floor, we have our sales team, inside sales, as well as our finance and materials management teams. On this tour, we're going to be more focusing on operational areas as well as some key innovations that we've developed. Now, to my right, you'll see two screens. On the wall, you'll see a digital signage solution that we've developed. Why did we develop our own? Because as we went through and we looked at solutions that are off the shelf available, we just simply said, we believe we can do it better. And it was a showcase to our clients and our partners that the technology that we offer and resell, we can simply leverage in a better way. Just behind me here, you will also see where visitors sign in. So as visitors enter our building, we track who comes in and out. It's pretty unique. The cool thing with that solution is it actually announces you throughout the building. So our staff are always aware who's here and we conduct ourselves accordingly. Now, as we leave the reception space that we're in currently, you'll see me walk throughout various areas. And we're going to be focusing on mostly a lot of the common areas. So we're going to be transitioning now to our main common hall, which will be a shared space with our own staff as well as with our tenants. So please follow me. We've now transitioned into one of our common areas. This main hallway connects our operational areas together, and this is still on the ground floor. Now, to the right, you will see that we were just in the actual lobby and now in the common area. behind secured glass. Again, role-based access. So every employee has specific access to the areas that they do require. So it's not one serves all. And that's very specifically done to ensuring a high quality of service. Now, when we look at the space, typically we have approximately at full capacity 450 people here. In these times with COVID, however, most of our staff, and I would say over 90% of our staff, are actually working remote from their home office. And that is done to ensure everyone's safety, but also to ensure that a core facility such as this location is constantly up and running and working 24/7. So only core required staff are currently here in this building. Now I do apologize, I'm not wearing my mask, so we're following safety practices all throughout the shooting, and you'll see there's nobody around us. So we're constantly making sure folks are safe. Throughout the tour, you'll also see our digital signage that's displaying COVID safe practices. And on some of the glass doors, when we go through, you'll see barcodes, and that's again a safety protocol that's been implemented to ensuring every staff member on their start of their shift will register so that we can track contacts. As I mentioned, this location, full capacity, approximately 450 staff. Nationally, we do employ, and actually nationally is not the correct term, North America-wide, we employ approximately 1,500 to 1,700 employees. Most of those are actually technical staff, and I would say probably close to 800. The rest are various operational and sales staff. Now, within North America, we have up to 14 locations, one location being in the US, specifically Houston. Richmond Hill being the largest facility and therefore also displaying the biggest depth of our capabilities all throughout. And so today, as we continue to go through this tour, we're going to be staying on the ground floor and making sure that we focus on some of those differentiating factors. So please follow me. We're going to be now going into our secure call center area where we handle all of our remote support and also call-in requests. Come on with. So we've now transitioned from our common area, which is really shared amongst our Compugen staff as well as our tenants, into another secure area. And again, behind closed doors. And you can see just right behind you, if you turn around, it's fully secured with identity-based access. And again, just some of the things to highlight, you'll see barcodes throughout. We've talked about this already, but again, we want to continue to remind our staff to performing self-health checks as they enter the premise. And this allows us to do proper contact tracing. But again, we leverage this in a digital form. Now, in this space here, this is what we'd like to refer to as our contact and project coordination office. So two teams. Let's talk first about frontline support. So let's say you have a piece of equipment. It's not functioning correctly. It's under contract with Compugen. You would place your request with this team. Now that can be done in many different ways. You can either email, you can phone it in, or you can use the self portal, which is called eMERGE. Now annually, we process around 80,000 requests. Pretty impressive numbers. So that means, again, if you've got a piece of equipment that's either under a manufacturer's warranty or a Compugen uplifted warranty, this team would support that request. Now, the other team that occupies this space is our project coordination office. So let's say you're working on a refresh or you have equipment that you need to implement a new initiative, digital transformation initiatives, for example. This team would help you out with that. Annually, they handle approximately 100,000 IMAC requests. And again, these are very skilled project managers and project coordinators that fulfill that request end to end on your behalf. Pretty impressive. Now that also includes logistics. So meaning, hey, how long is my lead time for product? How long does it take for me to ship equipment across North America to hit the destination? And then ensuring that there's a timed response from a skilled technician to complete the installation on your behalf. Now behind me, you will see another area that's secured, which is our managed services call center area. So please come on a journey with me and walk through, and let's see what they have to offer. Thank you for continuing the tour. Now we've transitioned from what we refer to as our contact center. So again, that houses frontline support for field service requests, as well as our project coordination office for IMACs and installations. Now, we are now in our managed services area, which is our service desk. This is one of 3 locations within North America. So we have Richmond Hill, we have Calgary for our Western customers, and also some very specific regional requirements. And again, for multi-language support and redundancy, we also have an additional location in Montreal. Typically, this would be staffed 24/7. Due to COVID, again, I'd like to remind you that most of our folks are working remote. So within here, we have Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 frontline support for any remote support requests, as well as sophisticated network infrastructure monitoring. Again, we have screens all throughout the location. Those are turned off due to energy consumption, but any critical alerts, stats, time to answer, how many phone calls, those would be displayed for the teams throughout the day. As we now continue to go through the tour of the facility, please follow me along. We're now going to be entering our secret lab, Area 51. We're now in our secure area and our secure entrance to our warehouse and our operations lab, which is where we conduct our configuration and device refurbishment as well as repairs. Now, you'll see in front of you that one of our employees is going through the routine check before they leave the premises. This ensures that all of our customers' data as well as their devices are always secure and do not go in the wrong hands. Every employee in this building that has provision access to this back area has to enter and exit through this. So no personal devices or data can leave or come inside of the premises. This is part of our ongoing ISO procedures to ensuring continuous security. Again, thank you for watching. We're now going to be proceeding through to the actual lab. For security reasons, we're going to turn the camera off now. So as we transition from the office side of our Richmond Hill facility, we're now in the back in our secure lab. This area we would typically enter through security, as you've seen in our previous segment of this video today. Now, in here we perform a variety of different functions that we believe are very unique to Compugen. Now, as you can see, I'm back here in the lab. We have all of our technicians and specialists here. For the purpose of this video, we're going to ensure social distancing, and I'm going to remove my mask. That feels much better. Now, what do we do back here? Quite a few things, actually. We have 4 major functions. One is we house product, and we also fulfill, making sure it's shipped on time. Second, we have major repair capabilities as part of our lab. Just behind you, again, if you want to look behind you, you have a team that focuses on repair capabilities. Now, as part of our core focus back here, we also have what's finished goods, imaging, and configuration. That means if you have a brand new device that requires a specific configuration or specific prep prior to shipping, so that when your end user receives those and they are in the perfect condition and they're up and running immediately. Now, one example of that would be a device that I have right here. So not only is this device configured with the right image, it also has the proper asset tag on. So if you have enterprise asset tracking, we will work with you in making sure that the asset tag is to your specifications. Additionally to that, we now also have a new device customization program. So that means as a company, you can further differentiate yourself with devices that have your corporate logo, image, or any type of initiatives on your device. The real reason why we created this are actual reasons to prolong the life of the device. So that means when your device is in production, it stays fresher and nicer, also looks better. And at the same time, when the device is at the end of its lifespan, we can actually take your device back and repurpose it. The best part about this, it's a protective layer, so it prevents any scratches or degradation of your device. Additionally with me here, so we talked about finished goods and we'll come back to that shortly. We do have additional capabilities which focuses on refurbishment. Refurbishment means we have devices that have had a previous life, but they're still in fairly good condition and they can be repurposed either for, I would say, a less powerful application, or they can be resold or repurposed for different organizational uses. Those would also include things like charities or additional good use well cases. The care that goes into this is quite impressive. It's cleaned, it's sanitized, physically as well as logically. The internals are cleaned and it's rebar-coded, ready for reconsumption. So let's come back to finished goods and the real purpose of this lab. When we talk about finished goods, we have several ways of doing imaging and configuration. So that means we leverage things such as the traditional USB-based imaging. We also leverage things such as autopilot. Autopilot can be achieved in many different ways. So that means we can either do a complete touchless deployment, the device is shipped to your house, your end users can set it up, and on their first login, they simply use their AD credentials, username, and password. However, with our lab capabilities today, we can therefore take further work out of that model by saying, let's provision this device completely to a specific end user before it ships. So that means when the end user takes it out of the box, they do not have to go through the traditional setup and have the download packages go over their home network, all that is completed here in our lab. So this further reduces downtime and ensures additional quality control checks. And we call that autopilot white glove provisioning. We also leverage key technologies such as SCCM, which we still believe is the golden standard for today, but we're seeing a gradual transition towards cloud, Azure, autopilot consumption. Now with SCCM, we have additional capabilities. We can put your distribution point into our data center. So that means through a dedicated or public VPN link, we can connect back to your infrastructure securely, place your SCCM distribution point into our data center, and throughout this process, we have no logical access to your infrastructure. You maintain and you manage that as if it was part of your on-prem. It simply fulfills an imaging need directly down to the bench. So that means we further become more intimate with your infrastructure and are live connected to provide the best possible experience for your IT team as well as for your procurement activities. What a great way to get devices to your end users, especially today in COVID where we're seeing a high demand on improved customer experience. Thank you for joining us for today on this tour. We're extremely proud to showcase to you a few highlights of what we've achieved here. And we also wanted to share with you a proof of concept on how we envision that Compugen Richmond Hill-based tours would evolve. Now this will also further evolve if we were to move into production, including our Western Hub, which we also refer to as our Calgary office. Again, thank you and happy holidays.